Oh,
There
it
we
didn't
go.
even give me a countdown. It just said I was live.
We're looking down. That's what it was.
I was looking at my watercolors thinking, ooh, I wonder what colors are going to call my name today. Hey, welcome to Thursday, March 16th. This is the 8th installment of Presents with Watercolors. For those of you who are new, you're with Jennifer Saunders and Leah Montani. And we are the Righteous Rebels of the Righteous Rebels over on Facebook. If you're new to that, it's the amazing stuff we do. And if you are not a part of it, this is your personal invitation to head on over to the Righteous Rebels on Facebook. Tap or click or whatever you do to the join button, and we'll let you in. We love what you have to offer. And we just want to provide a safe space for you to just be you, to, start learning how to think for yourself, to share your creativity, to come on adventures with us, and just to share in all of the magic of being, of playing, and just really learning how to live a life. So that's part of why we're doing these installments. Partly because one of us will say, hey, I have this crazy idea or this thing that I want to do. And the other one just kind of goes along with it. Um, so this was Leah's way of practicing being present and me getting to be the guinea pig in an area that I feel really uncomfortable with. Um, so part of why I agreed to do this is because I've wanted to do watercolors for a long time and not allowed myself to do so because the perfectionistic pieces that are still hanging on inside me, those things hang on like they're just little
Little
suckers,
trolls, little
right?
trolls.
But those little pieces in me, I've allowed them to hold me back and to not step into this thing that kind of calls my name. And so I've agreed to be the guinea pig along with you, and to just learn how to be present, and to was it Monday or Tuesday's activity? Leah said some stuff about are you paying attention to the outcome, or are you just paying attention to like how the paint lays out on the page and how the brush moves? And man, it cracked some stuff open in me. And actually, even though it's still uncomfortable, it's becoming more comfortable. It's given me this little extra excitement to just stick with it and to start really paying attention to what is going on, like at the end of my hand, instead of trying to just be in control of it all. Before we got on, I was thinking, how easy it is for me to pay attention to all the little details and things in nature. And why is it so challenging for me to do it here? And I think here it feels it's more personal. It's me having to really get okay and see those smaller details inside myself and learn how to love and appreciate all the pieces. So that's why I'm here. I would love to hear why you're here. And I'm just going to turn the time over to Leah so we can get started in today's learning how to be present with watercolors.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jen. I appreciate that and you sharing your experience in this beautiful little experiment so far, and just practicing being present. We're just so busy and just have so many demands, and we don't have spaces or enough spaces to just play. And we're acting out of more, what's that called, reactivity than intentionality. And it's just a really great space to give yourself 10-15 minutes of, I'm just going to be here in this moment, and just how much that can calm the chatter that's always running. I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do the other thing. And it
Well,
just gives you a chance to be in this moment.
and I love that you just said even taking 10 or 15 minutes. In my mind, I'm like, if I'm going to sit down and do this, I need to go create. I need to create something that's going to have this great outcome. And I love that piece that you're like, just take a few minutes and swoosh things around and just, so thank you.
I feel like for me, this practice has always been more like a meditation. I've never liked to use the word meditation. I've always associated with like monks, and like you have to be like super still, and like I'm just a squirrely kind
Running.
of person. Yeah, I'm
Running
always
is
running.
meditation for me.
Right? And it's this space where like I can get quiet but still be in doing something that that calms and allows that flow to come through. And it's a super great opportunity. And I hear all the time, I would love to do that one day. Well, why not start today? So with that being said, all you need to do this is some watercolor paper. You can find this at any store in their art section. It's a 140-pound press. Anything thinner is usually going to, the water is going to go through and make a big mess. Like, you don't want printer paper. You just don't. It's going to make a mess. Some water, paintbrush, and some watercolors. You can find those in the same kind of places or on Amazon or wherever you find your art supplies. So with that being said, I'm going to switch my camera, but I wanted to share, I did a course not too long ago. Yes, breathe.
This is me like just getting ready, like, oh.
I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, I wonder if that would be a good practice, just, you know, like you do it on Live and Unscripted, and just like bring us into that present moment and just breathe and like just have a space to just be here.
Right.
Definitely. But I'm going to get us started just so we can start the actual painting, and I can chat away from there.
Perfect. Perfect. It's so funny how often you use that word, perfect.
Okay. So to start off, I have a larger, whoop, I can't see. There, I have a larger brush. Wait, there it is. There it is. Got it. I have a larger brush for this part, and I'm just going to wet my whole page. I'm going to try and stay away from the edges just because I don't have it taped down if you don't want your paper to curl.
How come you're starting wetting your page?
Because it's fun.
Okay.
I'm going to do a gradient. That's why. So I wet the whole page like that. And then I'm going to choose one color. I always seem to gravitate towards blue. So I'm going to do my blue, but I'm going to go with a lighter blue today.
That's funny. I'm going with darker.
So I'm going to start at one. Oops, where is it? Maybe I'll start at this end then. And I'm going to put the paint I just picked up. I'm going to lay it down and then move my brush over. And as I go, I'm going to lose more of the pigment, and it's going to go lighter and lighter. And if I want it even lighter, I don't know if you can hear my kids chattering in the background.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's spring break, so we're work at home kind of thing. But you can make it lighter as just by adding some more water to your brush, kind of wringing it out a bit, and then it'll be lighter. And then if you want where you started, the whole idea is to go from darker to lighter. So I want my beginning to be a little bit darker. I'm going to go in with a bit of a darker blue just to get that effect. And we're just going to let it sit for a second. And I'm going to tell you about this really cool course around creativity in the workplace. And I remember reading this quote and thinking, oh my God, like that's it. It was all started by defining what creativity is. And part of the assignment was we had to define what creativity means in our world. And you had to pick one of the quotes of like the most agreed upon. And one of them that really stuck out for me was creativity is imagination with responsibility.
Ooh.
When you hear that, what
Read
comes
that
up?
Again. Say that again.
Creativity is responsibility or imagination with responsibility.
Ooh.
Right? And that one just like stirred me.
To me, that like brings up the intentionality of what you're doing, like staying conscious.
Definitely.
In what you're creating.
And creative, like impulses to create don't, like they're meant to be shared. And they're meant, like those crazy ideas that we have, they're meant to be shared. And it's almost selfish. It is selfish to keep it to ourselves. Like imagine if the Wright brothers didn't share their creative ideas of, hey, we could fly, and that, or the Henry Ford and his ideas about a car, like how it's revolutionized how we move in this world, and how we
it's kind
often
of
we
like
don't.
if we hadn't shared Righteous Rebels, we wouldn't be doing this.
Right. Just for the next piece, I grabbed a smaller brush and I went in with a pink, and I'm just going to make some petals, and I'm going to do it while it's still wet. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen because usually I go in when it's dry, but I kind of like the feeling of, I'm not sure how it's going to work out.
I
And
just
how
like
it's
I
gonna
just
spread.
like feel it flowing through my body, like I'm preparing for the. Of course, mine don't really flow, so.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh,
That,
that's so cool.
because it's still wet, it's going to balloon like that. So my
Mine does
finger,
not.
oh, that's right. I need to remedy that.
Like I
I
was so looking forward to that, and no, not happening.
Damn. Yeah, it is a thing of paint. We will fix that.
Oh. Oh well, we'll go along with it.
Well, you can show me
That's okay. We'll go along with it.
what came out of that.
Oh, I will.
So these are like, I'm deciding these are like little flowers, and I'm just gonna do little dots just because of how it's spreading. So I don't need to push down so much on my brush in that spot. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a darker pink, make it more purpley, add some blue to it.
Oh, I have a buddy down here now.
You have a buddy.
Yeah, do you want to bring him over?
Cute little friend buddy.
This is my adventure buddy visiting my house for the weekend. You want to paint with me,
Oh
bud?
my gosh.
Paint with me? It sounds like he slept in today.
Oh my goodness, he's so cute.
He is so cute. What do you see?
He's just looking.
See how the color
That's so sweet.
That's fun, huh? Should we do a different color? Let's do purple. He's like, oh, my mom just walked away.
I still see you.
Yeah, this is Baylor. Oh, that one kind of. Man, I really have to get a ton. That's so weird. The purple is doing it, but.
Oh, really?
The pink is a no, but I also have a lot of water in that one.
I just find it fascinating how it moves when the paper is wet. And like, I totally had a different expectation of how that was going to turn out than it actually did.
That first one's crazy.
When it's dry, you can also go in with your gel pens and stuff and refine those flowers. And what we'd call this is like a loose watercolor flower, right? And you can just rinse out your brush and then refine some of those edges just with a clean brush, right? Like I can go in and make shapes. Yeah, you see the baby? So cute. So I'm going in, I'm rinsing out my brush here, and just, what can I do?
When you say you're refining the edges.
So if you see, like, I've rinsed out my brush, kind of like got as much water as I can off, and then I can go in and find the edge before it really balloons out. Do you see how it's like white around?
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah.
Where I can add details, like if I want it to have that.
Cool. Okay.
And then you can go with your dry brush.
He's like, that's.
Or you could take a whole new brush. Let's actually try that. He's just watching, like, oh my God. So if you see, if I go in with a new brush that's dry, it'll give it a different effect.
You're doing a dry brush?
Just like a new brush that hasn't gotten wet. I don't know. Go look in the office.
Have you seen him?
So you can keep playing around with that, see what different ballooning. It could just be shapes. It could be swirls. It could be anything you want it to be, and let it be.
Will you sing a song that goes along with that?
No, I don't sing. I do not sing. But I are you singing today?
I am singing today. I get the opportunity to. My stepdad passed away, and so we have his funeral here in a little bit. And yes, I do get the opportunity to sing with my mom and a couple of my sisters.
Wow.
Funeral singing isn't my favorite thing to do, but it's a beautiful way to honor people.
Yeah, definitely. So how are you feeling with this whole like wet page thing and
Um,
like what's going
well,
on your end?
it's been yeah, it's interesting. I think too, like you said, like paint makes a big difference because yours is doing the whole ballooning thing. Mine didn't really. Like this is what it's done so far.
Okay.
It just presents itself on the page in like how my brush like touches the page, but then it just kind of stays in that space. It doesn't really balloon
Spread
out.
out.
Yeah.
Okay. You can go in after with like go over the same spaces and like do it in a different direction, go with a slightly different color, or just have fun with it and make it yours and see. Just I think this is more a process of seeing what paint does and how it moves and how you know
Well,
I don't
and
know, like I go ahead.
I like that aspect of it that you can just, like you say, go in 10 or 15 minutes and just start, like you say, experimenting, seeing what's there, seeing how it moves, getting comfortable with it, and how it comes off your brush. Like just before you go into an actual, I'm going to make an art piece. Just it's those practice moments, like in a sport or whatnot. You're going to practice, drop shots. You're going to practice, your different chords on a piano, and it's kind of
Yeah,
the same thing. It just, for me anyway, it gives me just the opportunity to, oh, now you've brought in the heavy metal stuff or light napkin-y stuff.
it's just like a napkin, and playing around with textures because it's wet. You can do that. So maybe we'll do that more on another day. But
And say, let's do that. Maybe let's do that tomorrow.
yeah, I feel like we should do a straw one again.
I was thinking that too. The straw ones are
That was
so
super
actually so
fun.
much fun. See, I don't have enough. My page and my paint isn't wet enough to even. It dried so fast.
Wow. Well, I think it's a chalk because yours has more of a chalkiness to it. When I tried it, I got my daughter's because I got the same ones, and I find there is it's chalky, and mine aren't like that. So that is
See, that just makes me excited to, again, to be like, this is something that's outside of me, and that paints and all that make a difference. Can you say hi?
he's so
Say
cute. I
hi.
just want to like squeeze his little cheekies.
I know. Can you tell everybody hi? Can you give him a smile? Can you give him a smile? To say my name's Taylor. Oh, sorry, bud. Maybe his mom can make him smile.
Yeah, there it is. That was so sweet. Oh my god.
He
He's like, I'm
loves his
back.
mom. I know. Mwah.
Oh my god,
Um,
so much sweetness.
but just knowing too that, like, paint, we're getting to learn. I'm getting to learn that paint matters, but it's been really fun to just have something and to start experimenting with it and filling it out. And then as I get better, like you talk about muscle memory in your hand or muscle, that that stuff grows, and I can grow into the better quality stuff too. And that's kind of cool. It's exciting.
Very, very much so. I love it. Well, we're going to be back again tomorrow. So if you didn't catch today or you'd like
Awesome.
an additional day, we'll be back again tomorrow. So bring your paper, bring your paints, bring yourself, open your mind.
And do we want them to have a straw tomorrow?
Yes, and have a straw for tomorrow. That one's really fun. So,
That one's
um,
really like that actually makes me super excited. Like, oh, is it tomorrow yet? Because those ones were really fun. So
yes,
thank you for joining us, Leah. Thank you for the. Do you have that quote still present? Like, will you read that one more time? Just kind of.
yes, it's creativity is imagination with responsibility. So,
Oh, I
yeah,
that really just hits a spot in me today. Like that's about staying present and intentional in what we're doing because we're always creating. We're
yes.
always creating, and it's just a matter of are we doing it intentionally or just creating crap because it's running around our minds and we don't even know it. So
Well,
I
and
really appreciate that today.
it's meant to share. It's meant to share. We just need to be sharing, and it can feel really vulnerable because it's our insides being out in the world, but it's so important to share those creative gifts. So
Yep. Do you have any last words? Have anything you want to say?
be
He's,
bold.
he's like, just feed me, right? You want to tell him? Say, be bold, be brave, be a
Be a
rebel. All right. Thanks for being here. Remember, head on over to Righteous Rebels where you can share your practice work in our art gallery. And we'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Until then, make today amazing. We'll see you soon.
yes.